How we doing? I am going to be talking about the new dress code policy for next school year. This is going to be for 2021-2022. I'm going to start out by talking about some of the big changes to the dress code policy. These are going to make some people happy, and then we'll get through the rest of it after that. But I'm going to start out with all the new changes. Number one, earrings will be allowed for all students provided they're not a distraction. You know, if there's something that's going to distract anybody from learning, of course, then they're going to be asked to not wear them. Hair should be neat, clean, and out of a student's eyes. This is different than in years past, because in years past that we had hair length policy for the boys. That's not going to be the case anymore, as long as it's not a distracting thing or in the student's eyes. But the hair must be of a natural color. So ladies, if you're going to dye your hair any kind of colors, like I think y'all do a lot of times, make sure it's in a natural color that you're going to, and all of it has to be the same. So no extreme unnatural colors, purples, and really bright reds that aren't a natural red or anything like that. No sculptured hairstyles either. So any kind of numbers or writing or shavings inside the hairstyle is not going to be allowed. Another change to the policy that is going to make a lot of the young men happy is we're going to allow a neatly groomed beard or mustache. So if you have a beard and you want to wear a beard, that's going to be acceptable next year, provided that, you know, beard or goatee or mustache, provided that it's clean and neat. Okay. You know, keep in mind anything that you do is like you're going on a interview for a job. Another big change to the dress code policy: hoodies, sweaters, 3/4 zips are acceptable pullovers for next year. They must be a solid plain navy blue, white, royal blue, black, or gray color. A school shirt must be worn under the pullover of choice. So if you have a hoodie on, you want to make sure that you also have a school shirt on under it, not just a t-shirt. Any Spirit pullover or hoodie that's purchased from the school or given for some type of athletic team on campus, like a Live Oak football hoodie, will be acceptable. These are big changes I know everybody's going to be really excited about. I'm going to move on to the regular dress code policy. Regular dress code policy that's always been in place: no styles of dress and grooming that represent a collective or protest. Those are not permitted. You know, if you're trying to say anything political or some type of political statement or anything like that, we're not gonna permit that at school for dress code. Appropriate footwear must be worn. That means no slippers, no Crocs, no shower shoes, no flip-flops, closed-toed tennis shoes, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. Caps, hats, unprescribed glasses are not permitted. So any of you guys that want to wear the old trucker's hat and everything else, you can't wear it. It's best not to even bring it. You know, if you have it in your hand, you're going to be like me. As an old coach, you're going to want to put it on. So I wouldn't even have it in your hand, or I wouldn't, you know, if you have it with you, you're going to be tempted to wear it. And that also, ski caps or any types of skull caps are not permitted as well. Patches, decorations, slogans, symbols, tags, marks, or advertisements are prohibited. That's anything political, of course, alcohol, drugs, any of that type of stuff. You can't wear anything that symbolizes any of that stuff. Piercings other than the ears are not permitted. Clear, concise stud only as a hole filler for a nose ring is allowed. That means if you have one right here and you normally wear some kind of ring there, you have to have a small stud, clear, concise filler to go there, and that will be acceptable. Tattoos that are vulgar, obscene, or political, offensive, or disruptive are not permitted, so you're going to have to cover them up if it's something that's offensive. Foundation garments must be worn at all times. Okay, that means, ladies, if you're wearing your skirt or whatever and you want to have something on under it because it's kind of cold or whatever, you can wear the leggings, and we'll get more into that later. But it has to be, you got to have the foundation garments, and that also means t-shirts. You need to have a t-shirt under your school shirt. All right, let's talk about shirts. All right, shirts. They need to be a solid color. They can either be navy blue or they can be white. Here's a navy blue one I have right here, a normal school shirt. This would be your normal collared polo style school shirt. It can be white or the navy blue color. Shirts must be tucked in. We want to look presentable. We want to look business. Designs, emblems, insignias, monograms, and logos are prohibited. So you want to make sure that you don't have like some big design across your shirt or anything like that. If you have a little small Nike emblem or something like that, and you can cover it up with your ID, then that should be fine. I can show you right here. If you do something like that and you're covering up the Nike emblem or whatever emblem it is, that should suffice as long as you have your ID on. Moving on, and like I said, you can have a white polo shirt just like you can have the navy blue. School-issued spirit shirts may be worn in place of the uniform polo on days set forth by the administration. Also, if there's a particular shirt that, let's say, Live Oak football has or Live Oak baseball or cheerleading, and it's a polo shirt that's royal blue in color like this, and it's representing our school, those should be acceptable as well on certain days. And on those days, you're going to know when those days are, and permission would be granted for you to wear it on those particular days. All right, moving on to pants, skirts, and skirts. All right, let's talk about pants, skirts, and skirts here. Pants need to be the solid color, khaki colored pants, or skirt, or skirts, or shorts. It's tough to get all those out. No jeans, knit, stretch, cargo, capri, or crop styles are allowed. Must not be too loose or too tight. No sagging, can't have your pants sagging down. Pants must have belt loops, and a belt is mandatory. We do require a belt, and everybody has to wear a belt to be under dress code. Pants must be worn at the waistline. No sagging down below the waistline. True skirts must be to the top of the knee. So ladies, if you're wearing a true skirt, it's got to be to the top of the knee. That's as high up as it can go if it's a true skirt. So plan accordingly, moms and dads, when y'all are looking for that during the summer. Now, shorts and skirts must be no higher than the bottom of the fingertips with the arms extended down. So if I get my arms here and I put them down here, well, as you can see, the skirt needs to be no higher than here at the base of my fingertips. So that's something that all parents need to look at when they're buying clothes this summer for the young ladies. All bottoms must be hemmed. Okay. Let's go on to belts. Belts must not have any logos or slogans. They can be any color. Buckles cannot be too excessive in size, though. If you're going to have a buckle, it's fine, but nothing that's going to draw a distraction. Studs and spikes on your buckles are prohibited. Studs and spikes on your belt are prohibited. Okay? All right, well, let's move on to socks and tights. Okay, parents, socks may not have any inappropriate or offensive wording or images on them. We don't mind what color socks the students wear. You know, most kids are going to wear the black socks or white socks, and we don't have a problem with that as long as they don't have anything inappropriate or offensive on them. Tights, leggings should be a solid black, gray, navy, or white, and must be worn under the skirts, dresses, etc. if they're going to wear them. Shoes. Shoes are mandatory and must be closed-toe. Tennis shoes, dress shoes, casual shoes, slip-on shoes, or boots are acceptable. Boots are acceptable. If a young man wants to wear his cowboy boots and he's got the nice khaki slacks to go on top of that, we do not mind that at all. Coats, jackets, sweaters must be worn as long as the uniform shirt collar is revealed under. We just need to know that you're also wearing a school shirt. You can't have a jacket on and just zip it all the way up and not have a school shirt up underneath it. Trench coats are prohibited. Vests, jackets, sweaters, coats, and that zip, button, snap from top to bottom may be of any color and with a hood. So those are really considered jackets. That's the whole thing with the hoodie versus jacket thing that we've had to deal with in the past. If a sweater, let's say, has a zipper from the top to the bottom, now it's considered a jacket. whether it has a hood or not, or pockets or whatever, is considered a jacket. It can be of any color if it's a jacket. It can also button, and it be considered a jacket. And parents, that's pretty much it. The biggest thing is the new updated stuff that we started with. Students want to make sure that they always have an ID with them and wearing their ID, their clip-on IDs. We give them out every year. It's mandatory that students have those IDs and keep them on. And so with that said, this is pretty much the dress code policy for next year for 2021-22 in Livingston Parish Schools. For our school at Live Oak, this is what we're going to be stressing the most. But remember those changes, and I'm going to go back through the new updates, which I think everybody's going to really like a lot. And, and that's the thing about changes. If you take them too far, then, they can always pull back on it. So, they're great changes, but we need to do our part on them as well. So earrings are allowed for all students, provided they're not a distraction or a safety concern. The second big change is hair of any length for guys. Hair should be neat, clean, and out of the student's eyes. So if a young man has longer hair and it goes beyond his collar and everything like that, and he wants to pull it back or whatever, and it's not neat and out of his eyes, that should be fine. Natural colors are what we're looking for. Anything that's not a natural hair color, ladies, when you dye your hair, please keep in mind the natural colors. Another big change, once again, is the neatly groomed facial hair. That is acceptable for guys. Mustache, goatees, beards, as long as it's neat. And then the biggest change, and I know makes all parents and everyone happy, is the hoodies. Okay? Now, with hoodies, regular sweaters, and 3/4 zip pullovers, they've got to be solid colors. We're giving you a lot of choices here: navy blue, white, royal blue, which is what I'm wearing, black or gray. And a school shirt must be worn under that pullover of choice. And remember, any Spirit pullover or hoodie that is purchased from the school or given as a team uniform wear or whatever, they can wear that as well. That is acceptable. So thank y'all very much. If there's any questions, we'll be there at orientation at the beginning in August to go over those things with you. I hope this video helps and clarifies some things on different lengths of skirts and skirts, and what's acceptable and what isn't. Like I said, I'm Coach Shake Snyder, assistant principal at Live Oak High School. I'm glad to have been able to be a part of sharing this with you when it comes to dress code, because it is an important issue at our school. Thank you.